Where Stringer's Drive is now, somewhere in that direction. Right. I never actually went there myself.
Chandos Way. Is it Chandos Road?
It's above there.
Just
above there, yes.
Okay. So those were
Court Way, probably Court Way direction. Mm-hmm.
So those were special Gloucestershire apples, or delicacy?
I don't know. They were some kind of variety, which the apples themselves, they were noted in their family from notes I've seen that they were some of the tastiest eating apples that you could find. A bit like Beauty of Bath. But,
okay. And people turned a blind eye to the scrogging,
I'm not really sure about that. I'm sure they weren't supposed to do it, but it was they made regular forays I think the apples came in about August, they were early one, and they made regular forays to see if the apples were ready, and they came back with the pockets stuffed, and if we were lucky, we got a taste of them.
So, keeping on talking now about the changes, and it's a mixed bag, isn't it, when we look at change? Some things are for the best and some things for the worst, and so on, inevitably in life. And it's a rather open question as to how do you think Rodborough has changed over your time here? And you've said some of those things already. And now a difficult one. How different do you think Rodborough is in 2009 compared with whenever?
When I was young, everybody knew everybody, really, and most cases families had lived in the district for generations, or they lived in the next village or the next village, and my parents seemed to know everybody all around the district, from Chalford, Nailsworth, all round. But nowadays you don't really get to know many people very well, and generally speaking you don't know anything about their background, as there are just a few of us left who and that is a shame. Some people are more friendly than others, but
where would you shop from here?
Where would I shop? Well,
a wee bit warm, I can take my jacket off.
Sainsbury's or Waitrose.
Oh, sorry, no, in the old days.
Oh, in the old days.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Beg your pardon.
Yes, we shopped at the little shop at the top of Gastrel's, which was Roper's. It's closed down now, but we went there for a lot of groceries, and you would give an order to the baker, the co-op baker, on a Tuesday, and he would deliver your parcel on a Friday.
So that would be the co-op in Rodborough Hill?
No, that would be the co-op in Cairnscross, was the sort of head depot around here.
Got you. Yeah.
Rodborough Co-op was a part of it, but where we lived, that was rather a long way to walk.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. Some people made regular trips to Cairnscross. There was one of our neighbours, every Tuesday she would walk into Cairnscross and back to get meat and stuff, Mm-hmm.
That explains something to me in a way, I suppose, because I think the signpost outside of the Albert has Cairnscross on it. It's quite an old-fashioned one, so that explains something to me about the past and the layout of the.
Because the co-op in Cairnscross was quite it was like a department store. It had a furniture department, a hardware department, butchery, bakery, grocery. Everything was there.
I'll talk to you more about the co-op at the end of this interview, I think, but we'll move on to what has made Rodborough a special place to you, or for you?
Well, it's home, really. I tend to be a homely sort of person, and it's just home. It's just.
When you say that, and I know what you mean, but if we try to untangle what home means, it means, I think, what you said about. You feel as though the generations have been here.
Yes. Yeah. But the countryside as well, and the common. The common, I think, makes Rodborough quite special, really. It's a very scattered parish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very scattered. It covers a wide area, so there isn't a sort of compact community, and the churches and the schools really are the centres of the community.
Very good point. Yeah.
And the shops have gone, so people don't meet in the shops like they used to.
So in a way, perhaps it's people wandering on the common today and having a natter out there that keeps the community going. Because it's what you say. It is a very large parish. What would be your favourite walk around the parish?
Well, I like this road round here from the fort, below the fort, walking round to Rodborough Manor. That's our general walk back, and on the common as well. Various routes around the common.
I've always been quite envious of your garden when I walked past.
Nice.
Marvellous display of leeks. I remember one particular year. Yeah, I should have looked at those.
We've only just dug them up.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They went in late and they were dug up late.
And magnificent views from your house.
Yes, well, the views are rather special here. I think as children years ago, we grew up very close to nature. Mm-hmm. Very close to nature. We played all the time outdoors, and particularly in the spring we were always going round the hedgerows and the lanes looking for signs of spring. We were looking for celandines, for pussy willow, for sticky buds and catkins, and the first violets, the first primroses, and all that sort of thing was very important. Then we spent a lot of our time in that way.
So what should we talk about now?
Birds nesting, of course. In the hedgerows, there used to be up Gastrels. There was a row of elm trees, big elm trees, and a hedge alongside. And we used to go up and down there, birds nesting and peering into the nests, looking at the baby birds. And we were careful not to touch them or do anything that would frighten the parents away. But that was a regular.
About Dutch elm disease. Were there many more elm trees around?
In Gastrels, yes, there were lots of elm trees around. Yeah.
About 1973, I think.
I can't remember.
So that might have changed the landscape.
But they widened the road. Gastrels Road was widened, and the trees, I believe, were cut down then.
Oh right. So
and the hedgerow was never really replanted. I think it's just a bank and a fence there now.
Yeah, there are lots of hedgerows.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Also, the field there at Gastrels has been divided up now, and there are animals in it. But of course, those fences weren't there when we were children, and there were regular paths. There was the long path or the short path, and those paths were regularly used, and they were well worn and distinct. And now hardly anybody, few dog walkers, but and of course we used to sledge in those fields, and there was an old pear tree down there that was very, very ancient, with a sloping trunk which was very easy to climb, and the pears were sweet and juicy, and that was a regular meeting place for the children under the pear tree.
Lovely. So I would imagine then the sledging might well have been the bad winter of '47. You would have been about
yes,
9.
Absolutely, yes.
Any recollections of that? You would have been 9. It may not.
Well, we had a grand time, wearing our dad's trousers, as it wasn't fashionable for children to wear long trousers in those days, and certainly not girls, so you always wore a pair of your dad's tied up with string, usually. Yes.
Okay, well,
I can remember the other field, the other side. Of course, the Rodborough Tabernacle is at the top, and on Sundays that field was used regularly. People streaming